Tonight's the night, and it's going to happen again and again. Hello, Dexter Morgan fans, and welcome to another Dexter-related video. Since you know that I just reviewed every single episode of Dexter Resurrection, and you can see by the thumbnail, since we have a new season of Dexter, it's time to re-rank all the seasons of Dexter from my least favorite season of Dexter to my favorite season of Dexter. But before I get into that, there's just a few things that I want to cover. This should go without saying, but this video is going to be my personal opinion. If we all shared the same opinion, the world would be a very boring place. So if you have a different ranking, leave your ranking in the comments section. And if you have the same ranking, make sure you leave your ranking in the comments section. And I'll have more Dexter videos this week. Tomorrow you can expect my villain/antagonist ranking, which right now there are 23 villain/antagonists. I'm not including anybody from law enforcement because I don't feel like they're a villain or an antagonist, but I will be ranking the law enforcement characters of Dexter in a video at some point this week. So look forward to the villain/antagonist ranking tomorrow. And if you're a fan of Dexter, Dexter New Blood, Dexter Original Sin, and of course Dexter Resurrection, and if you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button. It helps out the channel quite a bit. And if you don't, I'm going to have to put you on my table, wrap you up in plastic, and, well, you know what happens after that. Share this video with a friend that likes Dexter, Dexter New Blood, Dexter Original Sin, Dexter Resurrection. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms, especially MySpace. Again, sound off in the comment with your thoughts regarding my favorite seasons of Dexter, your ranking of Dexter, anything that you want to see for Dexter Resurrection Season 2. Whatever you want to put, just put it in the comments section as long as it's Dexter related. And of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe, motherfucker. Help me get over 100k subs. Join the team. Show your damn support. And be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV. So we now have 11 complete seasons of Dexter. And if you didn't know already, Dexter, that includes every single Dexter show thus far, is my favorite television show of all time. I absolutely love it. And if I have to choose a season that goes in 11th place, which actually I almost picked a different season, you'll be shocked to know that, I'm going to go with Dexter Season 6. This is a season that heavily relies around religion. You have Colin Hanks playing our big bad, Travis Marshall. You have Edward James Olmos playing his version of Ghost Harry as Professor Geller. You have Quinn being irresponsible. You have Angel trying to cover up from his mistakes. We get introduced to two characters that I really, really liked that were heavily underutilized on the show, that being Brother Sam and Mike Anderson. You have Deb getting promoted to lieutenant, which makes absolutely zero sense at all. Then she, all of a sudden, due to her having conversations with her therapist that she's been assigned to because of all the trauma that she's experienced, she all of a sudden falls in love with Dexter because they're not blood related. And then she calls Dexter her table and her, you're my chair when I need a table. That stupid shit that happens. Masuka, I can't even remember what Masuka does in this season at the moment. And it's just an underwhelming season of Dexter. It didn't feel like real Dexter to me. Although I liked the setting and I thought the Doomsday Killer kills were good. All in all, it's just not a memorable season. But I thought about putting it in the next place because at least it seemed like Dexter compared to the next entry. So Dexter Season 6 is unfortunately my number 11. That will upset Vinny Lima. Coming in 10th place, which I debated putting this one in last place, I'm going to go with Dexter New Blood. Obviously, Dexter hasn't killed for 10 years. He's gone to this small town, changed his name, has a relationship with the sheriff, chief of police, Chief Bishop, Angela Bishop. And, with him not killing for 10 years, he finally gets in a scenario where, he flips out and then kills again. And we have our big bad being Kurt Caldwell, played by Clancy Brown. It seems like a lot of the season has been erased or retconned to a degree, except for the fact that in episode 2, titled Storm of Fuck, Harrison tells Dexter that Hannah McKay died of pancreatic cancer. Let's retcon that, please. I know Resurrection kind of went with that. Whatever. Dumb decision, in my opinion. You have one of the most unlikable characters, not only in Dexter history, but as far as I'm concerned, television history, in Harrison in this season. Like, he's just annoying as hell. We get small scenes of Angel Batista in this season. He randomly shows up at a police conference, and then Angela Bishop in the finale calls him to tell him that Dexter Morgan is alive. I have a picture of him, and I think he's the Bay Harbor Butcher, and Batista's on his way. And then Harrison kills Dexter at the end of this season, or at least we thought he killed Dexter, and we don't get the payoff of Angel Batista and Dexter Morgan. A lot of characters weren't utilized properly in the season. Logan was good, but again, underutilized. Angela initially was good, but then turned out to be one of the most annoying characters on Dexter. I mean, give her a computer and she can Google search and find out anything, but yet she can't figure out this case that she's been dealing with for 25 years. I could go on a long rant about this season. Teddy, the fucking moron deputy that now is the chief of police of Iron Lake. I'm going to stop talking about it. Dexter New Blood comes in 10th place. Coming in 9th place, and this might get me canceled now, is going to be Dexter Original Sin. I know it was higher last time, but now we're not apparently getting a season of Dexter Original Sin Season 2, unless, of course, they freak out because of this petition going on. But, I mean, all these seasons from here on out are certainly watchable. Season 6 and New Blood are just seasons that I don't really want to revisit ever again. From here on out, everything is really enjoyable to a degree. But, I mean, we pretty much know everything in Dexter that happens in Dexter Original Sin. Like, we get introduced to this captain played by Patrick Dempsey, Aaron Spencer, who turns out to be a killer as well. So you're telling me you not only have James Dokes of the Bay Harbor Butcher, which we all know as Dexter, and we have another killer, Captain Spencer, that all these captains in Dexter disappear, get killed. It just doesn't. They would shut down Miami Metro. You get a more annoying version of Deb, played by Molly Brown, which I think she's easy on the eyes, but she's annoying. Patrick Gibson, he's awesome as Dexter Morgan. Like, I didn't think I'd like him as Dexter, but he quickly took on that role and ran with it. I like the younger character. Like, the Masuka laugh was annoying by the guy that plays Masuka. I can't remember his name, Alex something. But it was, like, too forced. Like, it was just basically, he should have just walked in every scene going, just kept laughing. That's how I felt the laugh was so forced. Maria LaGuerta was pretty good, but again, really not utilized this season. We didn't get Captain Matthews. We didn't get James Dokes, which are two characters we should have gotten in this season. We get introduced to Tanya Martin, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar. I liked her character. We don't know what happens to her character, especially if they're not going to do a season 2. Maybe she'll show up and be some random killer on a show. I hope not, but who knows. But all in all, Original Sin had a good idea. It gave us some more insight into Brian Moser, but now we're not going to get that payoff. We think that Brian was the cause of Harry's death, and now we are left to wonder that. So I moved it down a little bit because I just don't know if I'm going to go back to it. I should, but I just don't know if I'm really going to be interested in watching Dexter Original Sin again, especially if we're not going to get another season out. So that's why Dexter Original Sin is going to be in 9th place. Coming in 8th place for me, which will probably piss a lot of you off, I'm going with Dexter Season 8. I know, most of you absolutely hate this season. You know what? We all can have a different opinion. I think this season is overly hated. I'm not saying it's some masterpiece by any means, but I think while they have some things that they do wrong in this season, I think there's some things that I enjoy myself. I think it was dumb to touch on LaGuerta at the beginning of the season. Here's a bench in your honor, Maria. And then, that's it from LaGuerta, other than the fact that Deb is traumatized because she killed her and is being, a complete stupid character for the beginning of the season. You get introduced to a character, Evelyn Vogel, played by Charlotte Rampling, who does really good. I like Evelyn Vogel. I know some of you don't like Evelyn Vogel in this season. Whatever, that's fine. And now she apparently is the reason why Harry taught Dexter the code. Like her and Harry together collectively came up with the code. Okay, it's interesting. It gives us another reason, like for a backstory. The whole Jacob Elway thing, like Jacob Elway, like he's supposed to be a good guy, but he's really not. Like Jacob Elway, in my opinion, I'm not going to include him on my villain/antagonist list ranking, but he's, in my opinion, kind of a villain, or maybe I don't know. He just seems like a villain to me. Like he's only in it for the money, sort of thing. You get introduced to Zach Hamilton in this season, and he's a killer. And then Dexter's trying to teach him his code. Hannah McKay eventually comes back, and I think like we find that Dexter really does love Hannah. I know all you Hannah haters out there hate Hannah. That's your prerogative. You know, she, in my opinion, Yvonne Strahovski is a national treasure, and she was good on the show, and I don't care what any of you say. It's my opinion, and I can have that opinion. We get introduced to Oliver Saxon, who's actually Daniel Vogel, Evelyn Vogel's long-lost son, and a lot of people hate him. I think he greatly impacted Dexter. While he has dumb looks on his face sometimes, I mean, he killed Evelyn Vogel, pretty brutally, by the way, right in front of Dexter. He ends up killing Zach Hamilton, and then he's the reason eventually, I mean, he shoots Deb, and that surgery leads to complications, which leads to Deb being a vegetable, where Dexter puts her out of her misery. So, I don't know. I think Oliver Saxon, Daniel Vogel, is overly hated. I get it, but I don't think he's like worse than the Skinner or other characters that are on Dexter. So I could go on and on about things. I'm sure there's things I'm forgetting. Vince Masuka has a long-lost daughter. Okay, whatever. I gave him something other to do just by being, instead of being in the lab and doing random laughs, which he doesn't laugh a lot in the original Dexter show, but in the original Sin, that character laughs all the time. But anyway, Dexter Season 8, love or hate the idea of it, I'm putting it in 8th place. Coming in 7th place for me, which this was a season that I rewatched before watching, or before finishing Dexter Resurrection, I'm going to go with Season 3 of Dexter, which I think is an overrated season, but I guess I get it. Like, it's not terrible. It's just sandwiched in two really good seasons of Dexter, being Dexter Season 4 and Dexter Season 2. I think Miguel Prado is a really good villain with resources. Like, he's got some connections, and I think that's good. It's good that Dexter gets to do a kill with somebody. That's good. Rita becomes a little less annoying in this season, which is good. I like Sylvia Prado. Just wanted to mention her. We get introduced to Joseph Quinn, Joey Quinn, and it takes a while to get used to him. Like, all of Season 3, I really don't care about Quinn. Deb gets in a relationship with a CI, who's not really a CI anymore, and Anton. The big bad, of course, Miguel Prado. And then we have the Skinner, George King. He's supposed to be like this menacing guy. Like, his workers are completely afraid of him. And Dexter makes really short work of him after he captures Dexter in the finale of the season. He didn't put up a big fight, but he is menacing, I guess, to the people that work for him. So, I don't know. He does skin Anton. I don't know. It's just a season, again, that's sandwiched in the two best seasons of Dexter, at least initially. Prado just decides to kill Ellen Wolf because he doesn't really like her. And I love the scene where Miguel's on the rooftop talking to Dexter. I don't remember the exact quote, but it was pretty incredible. And just rewatching it, I decided to move Dexter Season 3 up a bit, and that's why that's in 7th place for me. Oh, and I guess I should mention Barbara Gianni, and then she just disappears in Season 4, which I guess she got offered another role and left the show, but I kind of like Barbara Gianni. Coming in 6th place, the middle of the pack, kind of, sort of, is going to be Dexter Season 5. This is following the crazy events of Dexter Season 4 finale. You have Dexter dealing with the death of Rita, where he's not really sure how to react at first. He's kind of broken after this. And eventually he's okay. He has some emotions. He kills without researching somebody. And then this person ends up seeing Dexter kill somebody in the earlier episodes, and it's actually Julia Stiles' character, Lumen Pierce. And then there's some issues at first between Lumen and Dexter, but eventually Dexter decides that he's going to help her take out all these people that sexually assaulted her. The Barrel Gang, main enemy being Jordan Chase, played by, I believe his name was Johnny Lee Miller. I don't actually have any notes in front of me other than the actual seasons itself, which I don't really need notes for that. I got it kind of in my head already. We get introduced to the perfect nanny, Sophia, and I can't remember if it was Sophie or Sophia. And then that character just randomly leaves the show. So Barbara Gianni leaves after season 3. And then this Sophie, I can't remember what the fuck her name is now. I think it's Sophie. The chick from Orphan Black, Mrs. S, just randomly leaves the show. But at least, I guess I should mention in season 6 of Dexter, we get introduced to Amy Garcia, Jamie Batista, which hopefully she's in Dexter Resurrection season 2 for at least a cameo appearance. But I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I really want to talk about. Wow, I almost forgot about this. The Quinn connecting with Stan Liddy, and they almost get Dexter. Well, Stan Liddy, specifically RoboCop, Peter Weller, almost gets Dexter. He's got pictures of Lumen and Dexter with trash bags on a boat. It doesn't get any closer than that, and I'm kind of surprised that really didn't lead to anything. So, Dexter season 5 is really good. I just can't put it at the top, but it's a good season, and people that criticize it because they think it should have ended with Deb finding out who Dexter is on this season, which I guess I didn't talk about at the end of Dexter season 6. It is good that Deb sees Dexter kill Travis Marshall, and Dexter's reaction is, oh God. But season 5 is good. Maybe it should have ended with Deb actually seeing that Dexter is the killer, along with the vigilante Lumen Pierce. But that's why that's in number 6 for me. Coming in the 5th place, which I guess a lot of you don't really like this season as much as I do, I'm going to go with Dexter season 7. Of course, we start off, we ended with a big cliffhanger of Dexter getting seen by Deb as a killer and saying, oh God, and then Deb is on his, tail, essentially. And she eventually is in his apartment with all of his kill tools and his blood slides. Are you a serial killer? Wow, okay. Yeah, absolutely. You get the main villain of the season is actually kind of like an anti-hero in Isaac Serco, and he's just out for revenge because Dexter killed his boyfriend, but his boyfriend killed a stripper, and so that's the reason for that. And I really liked Ray Stevenson, rest in peace, as Isaac Serco. I think he was an awesome villain. Like, he just had charisma, like, you can't fuck with me because I'm just going to kick your ass sort of thing. And he was pretty awesome. We, of course, get introduced to the great Yvonne Strahovski playing Hannah McKay. And you could tell right away that there was just something there, even though that Dexter wanted to kill her because he knew that she was involved with the Wayne Randall killings. And Dexter's got Hannah McKay on his table. And then she just says, do what you gotta do. And Dexter just cuts the plastic and they start making love and they become a couple. And then, of course, she poisons people or puts sleeping pills in people's stuff. She kills Saul Price, which that kind of pissed me off. I like Saul Price for the short time that we got that character. So yeah, it's a solid season. And then LaGuerta becomes like the adversary in the finale or the final episodes and almost catches Dexter. And I'm not exactly sure what would have happened had Deb not have shown up and shot LaGuerta. If that would have played out without Deb showing up, would Dexter have killed Maria LaGuerta? I'm not sure if he would have, but I mean, how else would he got out of that situation? So it's a great season. We get James Dokes returning with his famous catchphrase, "Surprise, motherfucker," in the finale, and a little bit more time with him. A very underutilized character on Dexter. Dokes should have been on the show for the whole time. It's a popular opinion, and I agree with it. I like Dokes a lot. But yeah, season 7 I think is really good. Quinn starts to be really good. They got the strip club stuff with Nadia, and you got George, played by Jason Gedrick, the guy from I might have been saying his name wrong, but the guy from Iron Eagle. and not talking about Louis Gossett Jr., of course. But all in all, I think it's a solid season. I actually want to rank it higher, but we know what's to come. So Dexter season 7 is in 5th place. In 4th place is going to be Dexter season 1. I know you're probably mad that it's not high on the list. I mean, it's 4th place, but I did underestimate Dexter season 1 for the longest time, but it's a really good season of Dexter. Of course, Brian Moser as the ice truck killer and long lost brother of Dexter Morgan because of the trauma with their mom being killed in the shipping container. Dexter's kind of forgot about stuff, and they're both killers, and it's a solid season. You have the James Dokes getting on Dexter's case. Like, there's a scene where Dexter's at the crime scene, and he's like, getting a hard on over there, Morgan. And, he sees the hotel room full of blood, and someone finally got to you. Dokes is freaking hilarious. Now, in Resurrection, they say creep motherfucker. Does he ever call him a creep motherfucker? I don't recall that in the show. I could be wrong. I mean, I remember hearing him say surprise motherfucker, but I don't specifically remember a scene where he says creep motherfucker, but that's all they talk about when he's in Dexter Resurrection. So, yeah, it's a great season of Dexter. We get introduced to some great characters such as Angel Batista. At least he's really good in the first season. Maria LaGuerta, Vincent Masuka. Harry as Ghost Dad, but he's not really a Ghost Dad. It's more Flashback Dad in this season. And Deb, I didn't really like Deb at all in the first season. She gets better as the seasons go. But Dexter season 1. How about the finale, Born Free? What an awesome episode. Coming in 3rd place, the newest season to this ranking, Dexter Resurrection. So we kind of have to have some plot conveniences to try to change all the wrongs done with Dexter New Blood. Oh, it was really cold out in Iron Lake, so Dexter didn't die because the coldness stopped his blood flow, even though he just laid there motionless for like 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden, the first episode of Original Sin, he's in a car and he's still talking, and then he goes to the hospital, and we've got a heartbeat, okay, and then it's, well, actually Logan had shot at you, so you were defending yourself, and then Angela went back on everything that she said because of how you saw the girls missing, the missing girls case. So plot conveniences, we get a lot of fandom or fan service with cameos from Arthur Mitchell, the Trinity Killer, played by John Lithgow, of course. We get Miguel Prado, Jimmy Smits comes back. We get Eric King coming back as James Dokes for a really awesome scene, in my opinion. We get the return of Quinn and Masuka for a very short time, but it was fun, and I really liked that. You get introduced to our big bad, which he's not really big, but that's another story. Leon Predator, played by Peter Dinklage, who is actually a really good character, but it takes a long time for him to actually do something in this season. Like, I was debating whether he was a bad guy until the 9th episode, Touched by an Angel. Before that, I'm like, I can't really put him on my antagonist villains ranking because he hasn't really done anything bad yet. He just likes serial killers, but he hasn't killed anybody himself, at least not that we know of yet, until the Batista thing. Charlie, played by Uma Thurman, she's good. I feel like she's a little underutilized this season. It'll be interesting to see if she comes back, which I'm sure she will, but where does she, like, is she going to be at Dexter's team? Is Dexter going to kill her eventually? We don't know that. Harrison. How do you do a complete 180 with Jack Alcott's character and make Harrison like a likable character? I can't believe they did that in Dexter New Resurrection, but they did it somehow, some way. Like, Harrison was one of the Resurrection has a lot of bright spots. That was definitely a huge bright spot, in my opinion. All the serial killer club people, the serial killer dinner people with, Mia Lapierre, Lady Vengeance. You have the Gemini Killer, David Dastmalchian, Al Jolly, Rapunzel. You have the Tattoo Collector, played by Neil Patrick Harris. I can't remember what his... Oh, Lowell. Those characters were okay, but they were kind of taken out too quickly, other than Al, and I'm sure we'll get Rapunzel in Season 2 of Resurrection. Claudette Wallace and her goddamn Staying Alive song. That finale scene was just... I was annoyed. I don't like Claudette. If she's eventually the person that takes down Dexter, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be happy with that. You get introduced to Gigi pretty late in the season, and I think maybe she was just there as a red herring, but it's, they've done it before where they have people that are introduced that become bad, such as Rudy Cooper, who becomes Brian Moser, and who is the ice truck killer. Christine Hill, who turns out to be the Trinity Killer's daughter and kills Frank Lundy. And then, of course, Oliver Saxon, who turns out to be Daniel Vogel, Evelyn Vogel's long-lost son. So I thought for sure she was connected to somebody. And she still may be. We don't know. It seemed kind of crazy that she all of a sudden got put in a relationship with Harrison when you thought Harrison was trying to go with Elsa, which he tried to kiss her, and she freaked out about it. So I don't know. It was a really solid season of Dexter. The finale played it really safe. I could gripe a little bit about the finale because there's things that just don't make a lot of sense in the finale. But all in all, a solid return to a show that I absolutely love. And I'm happy to say and surprised to say that Dexter Resurrection is my third favorite Dexter season. Coming in second place, Season 2 of Dexter. This is the season where the Bay Harbor Butcher's bags of victims, parts of the victims are found. And then you have Special Agent Frank Lundy on the scene to track down this serial killer. You have James Dokes on Dexter's tail like never before. He goes from following him to breaking into his apartment, or getting into his apartment to find the blood slides. But because he found him and had him in his car, James Dokes is labeled as the Bay Harbor Butcher. And then, of course, we also have Lila, the crazy chick from the AA meetings that Dexter goes to because Rita's being a nag. And she eventually is the one that kills James Dokes, which I'm not sure what Dexter would have done in that situation. That never played out. Dexter initially breaks up with Rita because of his relationship with Lila, because he didn't cheat on Rita, and then she's like, so you didn't sleep with her? Not that night. Dexter! Rita and her nagging in season 2. Her nagging is like at an all-time high in season 2 of Dexter. It's one reason why I don't like Rita as much. Well, I don't like her anywhere compared to what you all love Rita as a character. We have Maria LaGuerta being LaGuerta. You've got Masuka being Masuka. Batista being dumber than he was in the first season of Dexter. I feel like Batista is really smart, or to a degree smart, in the original. Well, not really. I don't really count Original Sin when I'm talking about these characters. But in the first season of Dexter, I feel like Batista has some smarts. And then he kind of just becomes a nice guy for the rest of the show and doesn't really solve any cases. I don't know. Just my opinion. And then he becomes Frank Lundy in Dexter Resurrection. Which, of course, they killed. I'm not touching on everything. They kill Batista in Resurrection. Which, you got to take moves like... You got to do things like that to keep the show interesting. But certainly something that is going to piss some people off. And we'll see how that plays out. The suspense, though, with the Bay Harbor Butcher, the Fed showing up at Dexter's door. They take him to Miami Metro, and Dexter enters a room with Matthews and Frank Lundy, and there's like the blood slides on the desk. Suspenseful stuff. I love season 2 of Dexter. I feel like the finale isn't as good. Like, it should have ended with Dokes dying, but it begins with Dokes dying, and then they have the whole, like, Lila has Astor and Cody in her apartment, and she's gonna burn them to death. And that stuff kind of annoyed me. And then Dexter randomly goes to Paris to kill Lila, which is expected. But I feel like they could have waited till season 3 to do that, to at least give us more Lila. I think Lila's a very good character on the show. She added a lot to the show and made the show a bit more interesting. So I could go on and on, but I'm gonna stop here. That's why Dexter season 2 is my second favorite season of Dexter. And coming in first place, this should come as no surprise to all of you, which I actually rewatched the season before doing this video. I'm not sure why I rewatched it. I didn't need to rewatch it. Dexter season 4. The season with Arthur Mitchell, the Trinity Killer, one of the best characters on Dexter, let alone one of the best villain on Dexter. Spoiler alert for my villain/antagonist ranking. What an awesome season of Dexter. It's Dexter wanting to learn from a guy that has a family life, but also a double life as a serial killer. Such a great season. We get the return of Frank Lundy in this season, although it's short-lived, when Lundy gets killed in episode 4, Dex Takes a Holiday, we find out, Christine Hill, which I think that's a great twist in the show. I kind of like Christine Hill's character. That's not a character that a lot of people talk about, but I kind of liked her character. Obviously, it kind of comes out of nowhere, but like the explanation they give, it kind of makes sense. Although I would like some more backstory on that, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Joey Quinn becomes like a character that I really like in this season of Dexter. Didn't really like him the third season of Dexter, but I don't know if he was supposed to be on the show. Like I think he was just a special guest star in season 3. And they were kind of debating what to do with him after that. Like, hey, can we just drop him like we drop a lot of other people, like Barbara Gianni and the nanny that just disappears, Sophia or Sophie. I can't remember what it is. I'm trying to remember what her name is. Sophie? I don't remember. That's crazy that I can't remember. I remember George King for once. Usually I forget his name, but now I'm forgetting the nanny that was good. And then they replaced her with a sexier version in Amy Garcia, Jamie Batista's character. But Season 4, those final 4 episodes. Well, three out of the four ending episodes of this season are spectacular. The Thanksgiving dinner episode, Hello Dexter Morgan, and of course the getaway with one of the greatest cliffhanger finales ever. Not just for Dexter, but TV show of all time. I'm trying to remember what the Thanksgiving episode's called. Is that Hungry Man, maybe? I don't recall, but it's those 3 episodes are amazing. And then, of course, the 4th episode, Dex Takes a Holiday, another solid episode. Not that all the episodes in this season are really, really good, but there are some top-tier episodes in this season. 4 of them, to be exact. Maybe some of you would have even more, but I love Dexter Season 4. It's so good. Like, the highest of highs of any TV show. There's not much that can top Dexter Season 4. Breaking Bad Season 4 is really good. That might be in contention. I used to say The Walking Dead Season 6 is really good, which I know a lot of you wouldn't say that, but that comes nowhere close to Breaking Bad Season 4 and Dexter Season 4. So, again, I could ramble and go on, but I'm not going to do that anymore. So I'm going to stop it here. You've heard my ranking. Now it's your turn. Like I said before, if you're a fan of Dexter, Dexter New Blood, Dexter Original Sin, Dexter Resurrection, I hope you are. Why are you watching this video? Make sure that you Hulk smash the like button to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Otherwise, you might get put on my table and wrapped in plastic. Share this video with anybody that you know that likes Dexter, or just put it on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are regarding my ranking of the Dexter seasons. Again, we may not agree. The world would be a very boring place if we all had the same opinion. So make sure that you leave your ranking and any thoughts in the comment section. What do you want to see in Dexter Resurrection Season 2? And I guess I have a question for you. The question of the video. Because we don't know this or not. Do Quinn and Masuka at the moment know that Dexter Morgan is alive again? I asked that question because it's not... We don't know, and I just wondered if they know or not at the moment. I'm sure they will eventually, but do they know right now? And then, of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe, motherfucker. Help me get over 100k subs. Join the team, and show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.